sytuacja z nielegalnymi migrantami. Mieszkańcy bardzo mocno sprzeciwiali się temu, co się tutaj dzieje. Odrzucił ofertę rządową, aby przyjąć tutaj migrantów. Siemanko, witam Was na kanale Polak w UK. A dzisiaj witam się z Wami z Skegness, albo jak to niektórzy mówią, Skeg Vegas. Wiecie, jak Las Vegas. Jest to jedna z bardzo popularnych miejscowości turystycznych, nadmorskich miejscowości turystycznych w Wielkiej Brytanii. Przez jednych uwielbiana, przez innych nienawidzona, ale my jesteśmy tutaj dzisiaj nie po to, żeby opalać się na plaży. To oczywiście w tej porze roku byłoby niemożliwe. Jesteśmy tutaj dzisiaj, żeby zobaczyć, jak wygląda sytuacja z nielegalnymi migrantami, którzy są umieszczani w hotelach w całej Wielkiej Brytanii. Jest to ponad 300 hoteli, w których są oni umieszczani. I podobno 5 z tych hoteli znajduje się właśnie tutaj w Skegness. Jest to miejscowość, w której było naprawdę bardzo dużo szumu w ostatnich latach. Mieszkańcy bardzo mocno sprzeciwiali się temu, co się tutaj dzieje. Jestem tu, żeby się dowiedzieć, jak ta sytuacja ma się na dzień dzisiejszy. Zapraszam do oglądania. Oprócz tego postaram się oczywiście pokazać Wam trochę tego miasta, żebyście widzieli, jak wygląda jedna z najpopularniejszych miejscowości turystycznych w tym kraju. Ale na razie jesteśmy nieco poza centrum, żeby zacząć naszą opowieść od miejsca, które już tutaj rysuje się na horyzoncie. Mianowicie jest to hotel o nazwie Hatters. Dlaczego on jest taki popularny? Dlatego, że to jeden z hoteli, bardzo nielicznych, który odrzucił ofertę rządową, aby przyjąć tutaj migrantów. Zobaczymy, czy jesteśmy w stanie się czegoś więcej dowiedzieć na ten temat. Właściciele tego hotelu udzielili paru wywiadów w ogólnokrajowych mediach i tłumaczyli swoją decyzję, dlaczego właśnie naprawdę bardzo dużą ilość pieniędzy, którą rząd im proponował, odrzucili. Może czegoś ciekawego się tu dzisiaj dowiemy. Chodźcie ze mną. Chyba się nie dowiemy niczego, ale szkoda. Może źle próbowałem. Hello. Odrzucenie tej oferty mogło spowodować konsekwencje w postaci tego, że nic się tu nie dzieje. Oh, hello mate. Is it possible to speak to the owner? Oh, hi. I'm here because I'm doing a little documentary about Skegness and the situation with migrants. Would you be happy to spend a couple of minutes to talk to me? Yeah? Because I've seen a couple of the interviews that you and your missus done about the situation and turning down the offer that you got from the government. And could you tell me what is the situation with migrants right now?
They're still in Skegness.
They're still in Skegness, yeah? And how many hotels are they in?
I think they're still in 2 hotels that we're aware of.
So there was 5, yeah? So it went down to 2 hotels, but they are still here.
No, but
Right.
with this council and this government, you never know, do you?
I see. And what do you think about the fact that the government has changed? Will it help or will it make it worse?
Changed in what way?
I mean, the Tories went away and the Labour government took over.
The Labour government would destroy this country.
That's what you think, yeah?
100%.
Yeah. And what that means to Skegness then?
Skegness is a ghost town compared to what it was in 2021. 2021 it was okay. 2021 the migrants came in, the Tories moved, and that was the end of it. Business is hard. We would put our business up for sale.
Ah, right. So the hotel is now up for sale.
We closed it in August last year.
What a shame.
Hospitality's dead. Hospitality's gone.
Wow. That's so bad to hear that. Well, so could you tell us a bit more about the offer itself?
So we moved here in. Do you want to come in the bar?
Yeah, why not?
Do you want a coffee?
Oh, why? Well, perfect if that's not a problem. Such a lovely place.
Yeah, it wasn't like this when we bought it. Stay in the UK because we're actually moving out of the UK.
Are you?
We're looking to relocate to maybe the south of France.
France, south of France.
Yeah, I know that people can turn around and say that France has got the problems.
Thank you.
Italy, Greece, all the rest of the European countries, but at least they seem to do something about the migrant crisis. whereas we just keep letting them in and letting them come and come and come, and leaving our own people behind.
This is really sad.
Yeah, you can't see a doctor now.
Right, guys, so I'm here with the owner. I'm really lucky that he's here. He's moving to France probably. So, right, my mic on, yeah. So, if you could tell us, what was the offer and what were the reasons that you
We
turned that down?
left Nottingham in 2021, where we had a fairly successful taxi business. And we moved from Nottingham because of the migrant crisis there. So we've seen it firsthand. We've seen it for 5 or 6 years prior to coming to Skegness. So we moved to Skegness because they didn't have that problem. So we moved in July 21, and in August, September 21, we was approached by a government agent who asked us to close the hotel down, permanently close the hotel, and they offered us £563,000 to house migrants.
It's a lot of money.
So but they wanted us to sack all the staff,
Mm-hmm.
leave one member of staff on site 24 hours a day, and change the laundry once a week. That was it.
That's not a lot of requirements, is it?
And it's not at all.
Yeah.
Financially, it would have been brilliant. Morally, we just couldn't do it. We wouldn't do it.
I understand.
And even though this backstabbing government have now opened hotels back up to migrants, which is something they said they'd never do, we still wouldn't take it today. Hence the reason we're on the market. We'll be moving this year.
So did they offer it again to you?
They offered it a second time in 2022, and we turned it down again.
And the whole situation for Skegness caused the Skegness becoming ghost town?
Skegness was ghost town. Last year and the year prior was our worst year since we've been here. And we've spoke to a lot of the other business owners, some of them come in here. The business has just gone. So
what do you think is the reason for it? You think it's because the migrants are here and that's why the tourists don't want to come?
That's one of the reasons. I'd say that's the main reason. Another reason is the cost of living crisis, as they keep shoving back to. But I think that people forget that Skegness is inherently a seaside resort. It's all about kids' donkey rides, ice creams, fun fairs, beaches, etc. It's a place where people have brought the kids for years, for decades. And that's what it should be, a seaside resort. It's not a town for migrants. It's seeing people wandering around the streets, and even though the police say there's no crime, there is, because we all see it.
Did you see anything like yourself?
We had our daughter. She's got a friend, and they went to the local nightclub. There's only one in Skegness, and her iPhone went missing out of the nightclub. She traced it back with Find My Phone to the county hotel. Informed the police, my phone is definitely in there, not interested. They refused to go in, wouldn't investigate it. She emailed him, just nothing was done.
Talking about it, UK police is another story, innit?
If you go down Lumley Road, in one of the shop doorways, there's a couple, homeless, and they're, through all this bad weather, they've been in this doorway, covered up in sleeping bags and quilts, etc., etc. And just around the corner, there's people. They're sat in hotels. Food's delivered to them. Water's delivered to them. They're warm. They're clean. They've got phones. They get money from the government. And all the while, your old people, they've had their heating allowance taken away.
Yeah, and the all the extra benefit that the
They get
Starmer
everything.
stopped.
There's a lad that comes in here is a cab driver, and there was a place opposite his house, quite a big place, and it was being renovated last year. So he just asked the builders what was going on, and they says it's being split up into 4 units for migrants, and he didn't believe them, but they did. They moved them in. So secretly, there's a company that's buying up properties on behalf of the government. We've got the name of it somewhere, and that's what they'll do.
I see.
People have been on the council waiting list in Skegness for 10 and 15 years. They've got no chance of getting a house. They've got even less now.
So how many migrants do you think there is in Skegness?
There was 400. I don't know how many there is now.
Some of them were rehoused, yeah?
Some of them were relocated, some were rehoused.
Mm-hmm. So, because I've heard that they were also like getting the HMOs, so they were moved from hotels to the house of multiple occupations.
House of multiple occupations. But the council, when they put them into hotels, actually broke planning laws because they wasn't designated as HMOs. If you came to stay in our hotel, as a UK citizen, you can only stay here for 90 days. If you're an immigrant, you can stay for as long as you like. It's a two-tier system.
And what would you say is the solution for all of this?
I would say take a leaf out of Trump's book. If you go to a country and you've got nothing to offer, I ain't got a problem with people coming to the UK if they want to work and contribute to the economy. The problem I have is when they come and offer absolutely nothing. And they're all young lads, they're all young men. There's no women, there's no children coming in. The answer is to get a pair of balls. For the government to get a pair of balls and say, that's enough, stop. Stop getting all these do-gooders that keep saying, you should let them in, should let them into your house. Go and house them. There was a march in London, I think it was 2 years ago, when people were saying, you should let them stay, etc., etc. And the reporter jumped in and he asked him, he says, can you just sign this and let me know where you live, etc. But are you willing to house the immigrants? And it was, I'm in rented accommodation. I only live in a one-bedroom flat. There was every excuse in the book. They was never going to take them in, ever in a million years.
So you're saying that the best way to deal with it is to stop the boat coming.
Stop it.
And do you think that realistically there is any practical solution that the government could implement for this to happen?
Yeah, they should take them straight to, like they used to have, what they used to call them, detention centres, and fly them straight back out. And they turn around and say, we can't do that because we don't know where they come from. But you give them an interpreter, so you know where they come from.
I see what you mean. That's really sad. That's really sad. I didn't really expect, to hear this when I was on the way to Skegness today.
Sure.
Yeah, I was hoping, I come here and I see a vibrant hotel, Obviously, it's not the season now, but I was hoping, you are still here and everything's fine. I'm shocked.
It's sad. I always used to say that England was the finest country in the world. We are probably the laughing stock of the world now.
I travel all around the UK and I show different places. The channel started when I would just go out on the street and do the vox pop and ask people about some controversial topics that they were on all over the media at the time. But then, because I was traveling quite a lot, I started to noticing that there is so many deprived areas all over the country that people are not aware of if they are just sat at their own town, and not traveling. So I thought I'll start showing this. And last week I went to Birmingham and I'm still in a deep shock what I've seen there. And that's why I'm in Skegness today, because I thought, right, what we can see in Birmingham starts in the towns like Skegness, because the migrants come, they are put to the hotels, and I'm guessing that many of them will have the asylum seekers applications approved, so they're gonna stay, and then they go to become the part of the society. And I spoke to many people with the Asian and African background in Birmingham, and I've asked them, so why, when I'm walking down the street, and there is hundreds of people passing me, I'm the only white person? And they say, well, because if you are from the Asian community, you come here and you're gonna be in your own community. So people from these hotels, when they get approved and they are legally here, they will source the places like that. And that made me thinking well, how I feel in Birmingham, and I felt like I've left UK, literally. I couldn't tell I'm in UK anymore. That can become the whole country, innit?
People said that when we first turned it down and it became public and we was on TV, we've been in newspapers and stuff, people used to say, you're racist. Not racist, I'm a realist. Sounds very similar, but we're certainly not racist. I was married to a woman from Hong Kong. I've got friends who are not English. So we're definitely not racist, but logically, if you take that money, that Macmillan Cancer Trust jar there, and say that was England, and you fill it with pennies and you can't get no more in it. And that's what we are. We're a small island. They say we've got 67 million people there. That's what they declare we've got. There's going to be a lot more. But when the island's full, you can't get any more on, and you can't get no more pennies in that jar.